So why stay in debt? There's no more excuses. There are no more. There are no more. Does that make sense? There are no more excuses. Before we used to have them, right? And that's okay, right? We said, man, our job isn't paying enough. Maybe we spend too much. And then we found out, wait a minute, that's that's not the case at all. It's not that we spend too much. We don't have a place where each dollar goes. We don't know where each dollar should go. And that's why many times we end up overspending because that dollar was not assigned. That dollar was not assigned. Now, you probably heard that before, how to assign your dollars and different things like that. It's a great teaching, but there were no tools. There were no tools that taught us how to assign. Perhaps there were manual tools. There was no software that assigned each dollar for you. I know I keep on going back to military terms, right? But you go with what you know, right? And if you're not assigned to a unit, you don't belong there, they're going to find where you belong. Someone that's fresh out of basic training, right? Well, they're not going to do the job of someone who's been in the military and knows the different positions and the different work to do at the non-commissioned officer level, at the officer level. They're not going to just stick you into those high-level positions. You've got to prove your worth so that you can get assigned there, right? As soon as money comes in, and I'm going to share my screen right now to show you what I'm talking about, okay? I mean, we've seen scenario after scenario, and I've heard people say, well, I just don't make enough. Listen, that's no excuse now. You've seen 3,000 people make 3,000. You've seen people make 4,000, right? You've seen people make even 2,000. Have you seen that one? And even on up to, of course, 10,000, 12,000, 20,000. Real people. You've seen these scenarios. You've even seen this number right here, the average discretionary income, go to negative. When it has parentheses around it, you know what that means? That means that cash flow is negative each and every month. And you're wondering, well, how are they still able to pay off $400,000 with $4,000 of income each month? How is that? And they're paying it off in 11 years. This includes their mortgage, their auto loan, their truck, their student loans. How are they paying it all off in as little as 5 to 10 years, depending on where they're at? 14 years, right? Where people that have as much and make as much with positive cash flow, they won't be out until like 30 years later, 50 years later. Some of them will be 70, 80 years old. They'll probably, okay. Some of them may forget they have a mortgage as well. And so this is where we're at, right? We're no longer saying things like, man, I don't make enough, right? Because you've already seen how a negative cash flow, and I'm talking negative cash flow, are paying these homes off in 12 years, 14 years. That's negative cash flow. So imagine with positive cash flow, like right here, $328.17 positive cash flow each and every month. Sherry, we still have not gotten your sheet. As soon as you get that sheet within the 24 hours, you'll have a plan. You'll have a debt-free plan as well as a video showing you what you need to do for the next 3 months. What is it going to look like? Listen, listen, listen. What you need to do. Watch this. Okay. This month, this month, and this month. Now you're going to substitute that, of course, for May, June, July. We're going to show you how to spend your money. We don't have access to anything that you have. No, no, no. With your numbers, the numbers you put in, we're going to show you what to do with your money to get you out of that debt as soon as possible. In as little as 5 to 10 years, we're getting rid of student loans, mortgages, auto loans, truck loans, personal loans, payday loans, okay, title loans. I saw a payday loan 109%. They have to tell you how much interest they are charging you with. Okay, they have to tell you how much. And so I saw it and was like, look at this. Look at how they are taking advantage of people. Okay. What are loans used for? Is a great question. What are loans used for? Can anybody answer that? What are loans used for? Please go ahead and answer that. What should they be used for? Should they be used to buy consumables? Should they be used to buy things that will decay? Should the loans and the lines of credit be used to consume upon your lust? Or should they be used for assets? Now, this is something that you can answer. Go ahead and answer the question. That's okay, because you already know that they are to be used for assets. They are to be used for assets. See? So, just in case you're wondering, right? That's what they're used for. Not all loans are created equal. Not all lines of credit are created equal. That is why we help you look at your loans, look at your lines, and then by the numbers, persuade you to pick the most cash flow efficient loan. That's why we have that bar. Okay. If inefficiency and efficiency, many times you see mortgages as the most efficient. You'll see mortgages as the most efficient loan. Why is that? Well, because of the money max, Keith. Hey, how you doing? Okay, will do. Will do. Do you see? And I'll go ahead and send the hard copy one as well, Sherry. Yes, supposed to be used for assets, homes, mortgages, right? So that other people can pay them. What we didn't get taught in school, and that's okay, because we're learning it now, aren't we? And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So let's go ahead and go back. Let me do this. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and log in here and I'll show you, okay? Because when you're learning, it's okay to say, oh man, I forgot that, right? But when you have a system that has already learned it for you, what are we to do? Are we to change the system? No, we're just to follow it. That system is there for a reason, and that is to help us, right? So look at what it's doing with your money. So place your numbers there. Place your numbers there. What do your numbers represent? Does that make sense? Do your numbers represent this? Do you get paid $1,465? If not, place your numbers there. Hey, George from DC, place your numbers there. You say, well, I don't make that much. I make 2,000, or I make 1,000, right? Every 2 weeks. Place your numbers there. Let's see what to do with them. Okay. Like this. Okay. Let's like this. All right. Now let's go down here and let's change it up. All right. What if you didn't make 5,000? All right. Let's go ahead and change it then. Let's change this 1462 to 1,000. All right. Can we do that? And then let's change this 2,520. Well, let's change that to 2,000. So that's about what? About 9,000, or excuse me, $900 missing. Let's see what the program says for us. Okay. It is letting us know that we are going to exceed our available funds in about 20 months, right? In about 20 months. So you have 20 months to get something together. Look at how much you're negatively cash flowing. Now, I don't know how many people feel destitute, okay, right now, but don't feel destitute, because this person, this couple, is cash flowing negative $115.83. And yet they're still able to pay off 100% of their obligations for 20 months. Powerful, right? It's because they know where to put their money next. So let's go ahead and look at it. Okay. We're still paying the mortgage, $1,520.10. We're still got signature loans. Because how many of you know, just because you hit a tight spot doesn't mean the bills are going to, the bills aren't going to be like, you know what, man, you're in a tight spot. So we're just going to cancel these next few months for you because we care. No way. They're going to be like, you signed on the dotted line and we're providing you a service. We're not running a charity and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And that's when you just get a hold of me, right? And fill out the form. Let me get that debt sheet to you. We'll look at the video and we'll say, okay, it looks like you have such and such months. If you're in this situation, not saying that you are, but if you're in a situation where you're cash flowing negative over $1,000, you are seeing right here, it is not the end of your story. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. Okay. Food and dining, you can still go out. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, you got to live. $415. Okay. We got K-Star gas. Go ahead and fill up your gas tank. Remember, we spent that $2,000. That $2,000 is right here. That $2,000 was right here. You remember that? Yeah, but we spent it. So same with all the other months. We spent it on a watch. Perhaps we want to sell that watch. And then that's going to cash flow us a little bit more. So what happens if we sell that $6,000 watch? All right, let's go ahead and look and see what happens when we gain that $6,000, because we had to sell that watch. It was a very good watch. It's a used watch, so it's probably not going to be worth $6,000 to other people. Perhaps they're generous and they'll say, you know what, I'll get it off you for $4,000. Okay. So what if that comes in? Where are we this time? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's put that $4,000 in. Okay. Current balance now. Let's say it is, let's see, 4,000. Let's say it's negative 1455 this time. Okay. Let's see if that'll help us at all. We recommend you check your statements and transactions. Very wise. All right. Okay. Okay. So we sold the watch. So instead of 20 months this time, now we have 24 months. So that's a whole 2 years. Okay. We've got 2 years, over 2 years, 24 months to find something else, right? That's going to bring in the applicable cash flow that we need. So how much will we be cash flowing then? We're still cash flowing negative $1,115.83. So selling your valuables, that does have a use, as you see here. But if you don't have a plan, what kind of use is it? Because you're just going to say, well, I can pay this loan. Oh, pay this loan. It's okay to pay loans, right? It's okay to pay the principals. Let's have a plan first. And that's why I put that form up there. It's free. I'll show you what we do with your money. I show you what we do with it. I give you a debt-free date as well. That's free. Okay. That's free. I take you through the whole thing, the whole presentation, and everything. All right. If you want your personal proposed plan, right, that is going to be something we can talk about. You can get the class, right? And you'll get your own personal proposed plan. Then we take you through this to see where you're at in the next 3 months. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, fill that form out. It all starts with the form, folks. It really does. It all starts with the form. Fill that out, send it back. It's no joke because as you can see, right, this person is cash flowing negative $1,115.38, but they're still able to meet every one of their obligations, right? Every one of them. With the warning that in 2 years you're gonna have to step on it. All right. Now let's do this. Let's say they went ahead. What's going on, W Stan? Yes, can't wait to meet with you. Absolutely. Let's say we do this now. All right. Let's do this. Let's make sure that we're actually in the black. Okay, so let's go ahead and say, all right, let's ask our boss or whatever it is. I think that you can actually do way better than a boss, right? So you need to be the boss, right? So let's say you're the boss, okay? And let's say everything is on up and up now. Let's see where you're at now. Now that you're cash flowing $1,884.17, might I add, can we place this cash flow into places that are going to make sure that all of our debts are paid off? MasterCard, auto loan, first mortgage, signature loan. Because the more cash flow you have, what? The more cash flow you have, the faster the debt pay down. The faster the debt pay down. Okay. Now let's do this. Let's go back, right? 2000. And then let's go back to 1000. Now let's see what it does when we cut our expenses. How's that sound? What happens when we cut our expenses? Let's see what that number does. Let's see what it does. We have 415. We're not going to cut our food bill. We like eating out. Okay. How many of you like eating out? Absolutely. We have to go ahead and do some dining, some spoiling of ourselves every once in a while. All right. Let's turn that down to maybe 1000. Let's see what it does. Let's just see what it does. Okay. All right. I tell you what, let's turn it down even more on our unitemized budget. Let's turn it down even more. And let's say instead of 1,135, let's go 935. Okay. $935 each month on the unitemized budget. That's everything else. Okay. That's $84.17. $84.17. And yes, that's low cash flow, but it is positive cash flow. Look at what we're able to do with it. In 14.1 years, you have to look at this comparison. Okay. In 14.1 years, let's look at their income. With a $4,000 income coming in, okay, monthly income is $4,000. Look at how much they're able to pay off. Over $232,000 in 14.1 years. You didn't have to pay extra on the mortgage. You didn't have to. Do you remember those 15-year mortgages where they have you pay like kind of double, right? And in certain increments, you didn't have to do that. This is what you had to do. Follow the plan. Now, mind you, this person makes 4,000 each month, and they're paying off all that in 14.1 years. And guess what? Some people, they're not paying off that. They have 50-year plans. They have 30-year plans. We have the 14.1 year plan. Now, what if we made even more than this? Let's say 5,000, okay? Or how about this? Well, we're going to change John to 2,000, Becca's to 2,000, 6,000. How about 6,000? Then it's 5.6 years. Do you see what the cash flow does? It speeds up that debt payoff. And look at how much interest you're saving. 201,356. And this, by the way, is your payoff date. I want to see your numbers. I want to see yours. I want to see yours because I know yours is going to be so much more exciting. And so I'm going to get off so that I can see yours. All right. Yes. Hey, you know what? It takes some time, George, but you can do it, man. W stands on the way. Huh? He's making sure he's getting deprogrammed and reprogrammed the right way. Fill out that form. We'll see you soon. God bless.